YouTube. It's your sister Lil, where I've been at. I've been trying to stay out of sin. Welcome to my channel. This is your first time coming. Welcome, welcome, welcome. I post daily content on here. I have not been posting on the past couple days, but it's okay. I'm gonna get it together, you guys. Okay, that last video that I posted, let me tell y'all, that thumbnail literally, the intro literally took me over a day, about a day to make that. So everything's going to be really easier now, real smooth now that I already got it made. So yeah, let's get right into the video though. So what I want to talk to you guys about, and also if you are not new, you have been here before, appreciate you. If you came over my TikTok, appreciate you. All glory goes to God for you. Okay, so what I really want to talk to you guys about is, listen, in my 3 years of serving God, I've realized this thing. People, when you are on your journey with Christ, people will literally try to make you feel bad for doing the right thing. Literally, because they got one foot in and they got one foot out. Because they got one foot in and they got one foot out. They try to make you feel bad for living fully committed to God. Okay? And I've been in this situation plenty of times before. Okay? Like, listen, I was on the game the other day. There's this guy that I met, real cool. I guess we were just playing the game. He knows that I'm a Christian. He knows that I love the Lord and I serve Jesus Christ. And so, it's just certain things that he be saying. Like, for an example, let's see if I can remember something. So let's just say this. Let's just say that, okay, maybe I'm seeking for a relationship. I'm seeking for a relationship, and somebody can have all the qualities that I asked for. Okay, somebody can have all the qualities that I asked for. Okay, but they don't believe in Jesus Christ. He would tell me, "Oh, you doing too much. Oh, it can't be that serious." Like, he'll try to make me feel bad for sticking to the standard of God. And that is what people will do. Okay, listen. When I was living with my mother, and when I didn't have a job, when I had a lot of time on my hands, while I was making YouTube videos, like every day, I would go out in my city, in my town, go to a populated area, and literally scream to the top of my lungs about the gospel, and talk to people individually, pray for people, talk to people about God, just spreading the gospel, just showing love to my community. And there's been plenty of times when I would go out and I would come back in from spreading the gospel, and my mother would be like, "Oh no, there's a right way to do it, and I want you to research about Islam and all of this stuff." Like, please. She always tried to make me feel bad about spreading the gospel when that is what God has told for me to do. Literally, spread the gospel. And she would also, like I said, she would tell me to try and help. She would tell me to understand, Islam, which I do. But I don't need to know too much about Islam, because I don't want to, you don't never want to get, when you know the truth, if you know Jesus, you know the truth. And when you know the truth, you never want to give your attention to the other religions. You can understand the basics. You can understand the beliefs. You know what I'm saying? And you can understand the basics. But you don't want to dive too deep into that thing more than you are diving deep into the Word of God. Because if you are not careful, you can be deceived. Okay, you can start switching teams. And that's something that you want to be careful of. So always, Paul, one thing that Paul did say was that he said that I became everyone. He said, I became somebody just so that I can win some. He said, I became all just so that I can win some. So meaning that, listen, when you are talking to a Christian, you're going to have a little bit of understanding of what the Muslim believes, okay, to get them to understand, what you believe in. And since you understand what they believe, you can understand where they come from, and maybe you can kind of, contradict what they believe, or, just give them faith and give them knowledge, okay, and exhortation and edification on what you believe and on the truth, okay? But you never want to overindulge yourself into the devil's food. Never do that, okay? Because you can end yourself into some big trouble. But what I really want to talk to you guys about today is, like I said, don't ever let somebody make you feel bad for living for God. If you know that God told you to be holy, for he is holy, be holy as much as you can. And I don't care if it's your mother, your father, your brother, your sister, your grandmother. Stand on the word of God. I don't care if it's people from your church getting on you about being too holy or trying to cross every check off the box. Do what God has told for you to do. Because I'm going to tell you this right now. While everybody was down my back when I was living with my mother and living with my father, where everybody was down my back and trying to tell me what to do and what I should not be doing and that I'm doing too much, just because I did too much, God put me in the position that I am in today. So always be obedient no matter what. I don't care who it is. I don't care. Listen, and sometimes it may feel bad. Sometimes you may feel disencouraged because of the backlash and all of the accusations. Sometimes you may be confused. Sometimes because people will literally come at you with their opinions and with their feelings and with their emotions, and it'll kind of start to confuse you. Like you're going to have to take a double take in the word of God and trying to make sure that you understood what God said. But this is why it's very important that you know the word of God and you get in the Bible for yourself. Because when you get in the Bible for yourself, nobody can tell you nothing, no matter how convincing or persuading that they may be or how they may sound. You will always know the truth. Always know the truth. Okay, Romans chapter 12:2, it says, and be not conformed to this world, but be renewed by the renewing of your mind, that you may prove what is that good, perfect, and will of God. Okay, you gotta always know your word. Always renew your mind through the word of God, man, because it is very important. Because people are deceived, and since it's YouTube, I want to go in depth and really tell you guys about everything. There's been times where there was a time when I came in the house. I was in the house and I was living with my mom one time, and we started talking about voodoo or whatever, because my grandmother's husband was from Haiti, and he did voodoo. He did that type of stuff. And then my mother, she was like, basically I told her, I was like, that's not right. That's not of God. And that's when she went on and talking about, oh, it's our heritage. Oh, that's how us blacks grew up. There's nothing wrong with voodoo and all this type of stuff. And I'm like, hold on, that is not of God. And basically she got real defensive. And it, like I said, sometimes people can sound so persuading and convincing that you may have to question yourself. But, she had me thinking like that I was wrong. But I knew by the word of God that I wasn't wrong, because the word of God tells me. Okay, the word of God doesn't like voodoo. He doesn't like sorcery. He doesn't like witchcraft. That stuff is against God. That stuff makes you rely on the witchcraft more than you rely on God, which is the source. God did not, just because, and listen, this is another thing I have to tell you guys, just because your ethnicity background, your ethnic background has a different heritage, different beliefs, or whatever, it does not mean that you follow it. Do not follow what your ancestors has done. Do not follow what your mom is doing. Do not follow people because they are your family or because they are related to you. Don't follow them people. If it is against God, don't follow them. Literally, do not follow them whatsoever, you guys. Always keep your mind grounded on the word of God. You really need to be strong in this world. You really do. Okay, but this is going to be the end of the video. I just wanted to let you guys know that, listen, always be knowledgeable in the word of God. Don't let nobody deceive you, and don't let nobody make you feel bad for doing the right things when it comes to God. I love you guys, and God bless, and I'll see you guys in another one.